Good morning, 97.1. Tuesdays mean 2 grand slam. Talking Lions' bright future. Dan Campbell changed your plans. And would you forgive this Detroit sports athlete? We'll start with the Tigers and a win. Good morning, Jim Costa, John Jansen, Heather Park, Gov and Greg behind the... Gov and Paul Sarah behind the glass.
Paul, have you returned yet from Hollywood, Florida, and explore the new restaurant?
I mean, it was a great time.
Yes. Good for you. Good for you. I'm glad that you feel confident and willing to do that.
Glad to have you with us this morning.
Yeah. And as we had mentioned yesterday, this is going to be a roller coaster of, 40 games, 38 games. Now it's 37 games. As we wake up this morning, the Tigers are now in playoff position.
Bit of a roller coaster in and of itself last night.
Yes, there's no question it was a roller coaster. And the roller coaster was exciting because, hey, you're out to a 4-0 lead. And yes, you did need some add-on runs, some of the pile-on runs, because this is a team that you just have no idea. There's going to be, it feels like there's at least one inning every game where there's an implosion.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday it was the 6th. And it was Framber Valdez, who still gets the win, but gave up 5 runs.
Yeah, didn't he hit 2 outs and had back-to-back walks? Couldn't get out of that inning.
I mean, it went right off the cliff. But fortunately, they had all the add-on runs, and 8 was going to be enough.
Yeah, and Kenley Jansen doing the job in the 9th.
Yeah.
Again, that's only 2 earned runs since the start of July, now 13 appearances. And that was a 1-2-3 no stress 9th.
Yeah. Don't look now, but do we have a closer? And so this is what I'm talking about. It's a roller coaster,
yep,
and you want to buy into so many things about this team. And yesterday it was a full buy-in. Like, we kind of had everything. And we were disappointed about the weekend. 0 for 3 against the Sox. You're out of a playoff position. Now all of a sudden, Tuesday morning, you're in playoff position. You feel pretty good about the backs. McGonigal hits that 2-run bomb, and Dingler had a hit. I know it's only 1 yesterday, but maybe he's starting to pull out of the slump that he had. And hey.
And it's contributions up and down the lineup. 14 hits is a team effort. 8 runs, you mentioned they need all the runs they can get. Today, you look at the wild card race, and you're going to see 7 teams within 2 games.
Yeah. And the 14 hits, we go back to the Sox series. We talked about the runners in scoring position. They got out hit 34 for the White Sox, 24 for the Tigers. They averaged 8 hits per game. When you get 14 hits per game, now you can't spread them out through every single inning.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to get some in bunches. They were able to do all of that yesterday.
Keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times.
Yes. It's going to be exciting. Which it is.
Absolutely is.
Yesterday's game went exactly kind of how it should have. The Pirates have the 3rd best offense in all of baseball.
Kind of a wild stat. They said
they
that
score a bunch of runs
at the start of the game.
Yeah, but the Tigers are slightly better record-wise, and they should be able to score on them because their pitching's not that good.
Mm-hmm.
And so Valdez kind of held down the fort early, and then, one humongous hit gets them back into the game. But I kind of just felt like it played out like it should. Like, for once, there was a little normalcy to the Tigers yesterday.
Yeah, nothing was surprising about yesterday's game. It just was eventful is all it was. There was a lot that happened.
It was eventful is one way to put it.
They should win this series against Pittsburgh. They should win the series in Kansas City. They should lose to Tampa and LA next week. Who the hell knows with this baseball team?
Yeah.
But for a night of normalcy, sure. A night where they win, sure.
I heard Rieger before the game last night labeling the 3 shows. So we were labeled as kind of back and forth. We're not sure, but we're not buying in. We need more evidence.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
that's fair.
Non-committal.
I think that's
Scott
fair.
They're all in. They're making the playoffs. And then afternoons where this is not happening. If it does, it's by default.
Interesting. I'm comfortable with our position in that. I know we got a text yesterday. You guys are fickle. I think we're fair. I think we're going to see where this team goes. And in terms of
might even say we're balanced.
There you go.
No, they came home against a team they're competing with the wild card and potentially the division, and you went 2-4.
Yeah. Look, yesterday's show should have reflected a team that squandered a homestand. At the same time, it doesn't mean it's over.
Right. And I think we've been very adamant of this is a team that they're going to be, I think they'll probably create like a half-game buffer, and then they'll be down a game and a half. They'll be back to even, and we'll wake up one morning and be like, hey, we're in the playoffs. Hey, we got a little bit of a buffer. Now we're out of the playoffs. Like, that's what this entire season is going to be. And it really just depends on, hey, when you get to 162, are you playing that final 3 games? Are you able to put together a 3-game stretch? It might be what it takes. Or you've got to win that final game to secure a playoff spot.
I'm pretty convinced it's going to remain a yo-yo all the way until the middle of September. I am starting to zero in on this. They go to Toronto and they go to Chicago. 7-game road trip. Easily the hardest part of their schedule in September. I think Toronto's the only team capable of maybe getting a little hot and getting 83, 84 wins. I don't think they will. I really believe 82 is going to get this done at the most.
So you're saying that's when things will sort themselves out, is that stretch? That's also the first 10 days of the NFL season where the Lions will play twice.
Yeah.
It's all going to come to a head.
Yeah, they play the 13th and the 17th.
Yep.
And during that stretch. So
the Tigers will hit their big final test.
As you said yesterday, they'd have to go to Chicago and probably sweep them to have a chance to win the division because of the tiebreaker.
I'm not really putting much stock in the division. I know
they did gain a game.
I know they gained a game last night. I'm looking at the wild card. I'm looking at the wild card because of that tiebreaker, because of what the White Sox offense can do, and the fact that they only have to win one head-to-head the rest of the way to hold the tiebreaker.
And I'm going to stick with what I've said. They're 3 back of being 500. Until they get to 500, I'm not willing to say that this is a postseason team.
I just think that's a fair way of looking at it. Like if a fan on the street who hasn't paid attention came up to you and you said they have a losing record, they'd go, oh.
They're out of the playoffs.
Okay. They got work to do.
Right. Yeah, and how many years of baseball history do we have to back up that single stat?
All of it?
And no team in a 162-game season has ever made the postseason with a below 500 record.
But it eventually happened in the NFL. And those teams actually, I think, the Seahawks did it when they had Marshawn Lynch. They played against Drew Brees in Seattle, and that was the famous run by Lynch, and they won the game.
Yeah, I guess, okay.
And so it's a little bit apples to oranges, but with the expanded playoffs in Major League Baseball, it's going to happen at some point. I'm not just going to bet that this is the year that it happens, because we have so much history to say it's not going to happen.
I guess what it is to me is I don't want to be reduced to a beggar. I'm not going to grovel. If my team can't get to 500, then, just be done with them at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, earn your way in. And I think someone of this group of 7 teams within 2 games of a playoff spot, I think one of those 7 teams is going to go on a run. And they're going to earn their way in. I think it's 2 years ago with the Wings where we said it's a soft bubble. You could say this is a weak American league. They're going to play games. They're going to keep score, and someone's going to win them. And the team that wins enough of them going to have a winning record, and they're going to be in the playoffs. I just don't want to be reduced to, well, we don't even have to have a winning record to make the playoffs. What losers are we at that point? Like, let's go get a winning record and get a playoff spot.
See, I think it's just like looking at the DNA of the team right now. We know that this offense is better than it used to be. And I don't think it's going anywhere. I think they're going to be slightly more inconsistent without Green. Looks like Carpenter's going to be a while maybe now. He's getting an opinion from
a specialist.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But I think we know what we've got with the offense. I think we know what we have with the bullpen, that it's going to be really messy in the middle. And I actually think the unknown is the starting pitching because of the 2 young guys. Melton throwing as many innings maybe as in his career. And Job, I know, John, you didn't like yesterday that when I said he got exposed. He's been very inconsistent as a starter in his short career.
Well, in his short career, but also it's not like he was lighting it on fire in minor league baseball. Like he was moved along because they ended up selling a couple of arms. They needed another starter to come up.
I do think it's as funny as it sounds. They need Flaherty to get healthy and eat some innings.
I don't disagree with that, but what can we rely on from him? It's like Drew Anderson. Are we only counting on 4, which I think is his max? What's the max for Jack Flaherty? 5? That's not eating innings. Right. It gets you 5. It starts a game, but then you're still going to tax the bullpen.
Well, and that was some of the story of Sunday, was asking guys to pitch an extra inning. You could argue Valdez pitched an extra inning yesterday because he didn't look great in the 5th, and then the 6th is when things got ugly. At the same time, he was nowhere near what you'd think is his limit. But if you're pulling a guy an inning early, you're going to ask more of the bullpen.
Right.
So I think that's the dance that AJ walks as well. If I got a decent matchup coming out the next inning, I'm going to let it eat a little bit, and sometimes that's where you get burned.
Right, but I mean, you also are thinking from AJ's perspective, all right, you've got an 8-1 lead.
Yeah, you could.
Can we let him go and eat another inning?
Yeah, even if he gets destroyed, you just yank him and you're still sitting on a lead.
Right, which is the philosophy that AJ went with.
Yeah. It's a good note on Melton, by the way. 100 innings, I believe, is the most he's thrown in a professional season. He is now up to 84. He will end up with
more than that.
I do maintain that I believe if they could get Flaherty healthy, that I think what they would like to do in a September pennant chase, try to get into playoffs, is to move Montero into the pen and pitch him lengthy games 2 times a week.
So like piggybacks?
Yes. Probably on the Flaherty and Anderson starts.
Look, I know
it'll be interesting when Flaherty does come back. If that's the theory, where does AJ put Flaherty in the lineup, in the rotation, and where is that in relation to Drew Anderson?
Right. Does he replace Anderson, or do they start them both and then move Montero to the pin to eat middle innings for both their starts?
They'd have to be multiple big outings, though, because he's the one guy that I think can actually get you to the 7th inning. Mm-hmm. Like on this team, it's Melton and it's Montero are the guys I think you trust to get you to the 7th inning most. If I'm going to take Montero out of the rotation for any reason, it's got to be because I think he can go 3 innings on Tuesday and another 3 innings on Thursday.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm better off keeping him in the rotation and eating as many innings to help this team as possible.
Agree.
248-539-9797. We open the show with the Tigers tied for a wild card spot. Roller coaster continues. Coming up next, the AP poll is out. College football right around the corner. Tell you about the Wolverines, and then we'll get to the Lions. Dan Campbell pivoting. 6:35. It's 97.1.